What's going on, guys? Silas here today, and I'm off to find another adventure. I went to an auction a couple days ago and I bought a ton of cool stuff. That video either is or will be on the main channel. This video I'm going to put on the second channel, so I'm not sure what order they're going to come out in, so just stay tuned for both channels. But one of the things I bought at the sale was an old Chevy car. I believe it's a 1951 Chevy Deluxe, two-door sedan. Really not a bad car. It looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of body damage, but I guess you'll see it. And here it is. Of course, it's super windy out here, so the audio may not be the greatest on this, but we'll do the best that we can. This car here has been sitting for a long time. It was in, I don't remember if they said it was in this barn, if it was over there in one of the other buildings, but it was out here somewhere. It was stored inside for the last 25, maybe 30 years. Before that, it did sit out in a field in Oklahoma for a little while. She's dusty, she's crusty, but she's really not that rusty. It's got a little bit of body damage right here where they've done something to it at some point in time, but it's not terrible at all. Very fixable. And once again, on this quarter panel, it's got some body putty, so they've done something to it. It's got a little bit of rust back here in this corner right down there. Not too terrible at all though. This side's in a little bit better shape. The door has a little bit of body damage on it. Looks like there was a scrape down it at some point in time and they probably just puttied over it instead of fixing it. But all that is very fixable for a body man. Check out the interior. It's kind of a rat nest in here, but it's all here except for the radio is gone, the original radio, and someone put an aftermarket in there. But it's got the clock on it, it's got the gauges in it. It is just a 3-speed, which means it's probably a 216. If they had the overdrive in them, they were a 235, but this is probably just a 216 in this. I haven't checked to see if it turns or not, but it's got the split bench seat that folds forward. Like I say, she's pretty dirty inside. This stuff that's in here is extras that I bought at the auction. I didn't have room to haul home in the other vehicle that I bought here. A bunch of airplane parts. So definitely either go check that video out. If that video is already posted, I'll put a link in the description. If it hasn't posted, be looking for it because there's a lot of cool stuff. But anyway, this car, like I say, isn't too terrible. Got a little bit of rust back here in this corner. Bunch more airplane parts in the trunk, but the trunk's not rusted out. The floor's good. Even the spare tire carrier little opening right there is good. The trunk lid isn't rusted. It does have a little body damage in it right there, but it's not rusted, so that's the main thing. It's kind of unusual, this being a deluxe, that it doesn't have the overdrive. Someone wanted all the chrome and the radio and the clock and everything, but they didn't want that overdrive. Don't need that newfangled technology. It's complete under the hood. Looks like it's all here. Even the spark plug wires are still on it. The mice didn't need them. Although one's broken, but they're not eaten up. That's kind of unusual. It does have a little bit of a rat nest under here, but not too terrible. I can't get it to turn by hand, but that doesn't mean with a little soaking and a wrench it won't turn. But you know, honestly, I've got a bunch of 235s and 261s. One of those would be pretty cool in this car right here. Or you could always go the LS route or a small block, something like that. But I'm not going to fix the car anyway. I'm probably just going to resell it. I've got several people interested in the car already, so if it does sell, I'll put it on the screen right now that it's sold. But as of editing this, if it's still available, I'll put on the screen that it's still available. I probably overpaid for this car. I gave $2,000 for it. And I mean, that's a very fair price for the car, but me as a reseller, there's not a whole lot of meat left on the bone. So I'm probably going to try to sell it for around $2,500. That's what I'm hoping to get out of it. There was another truck down there and I got it so insanely cheap that I figured, well, why not? I can make a cool video out of this car here, and it's a neat car. I haven't had one of these in a while, so I went ahead and paid a little more. My high bid was $1,700, but I went ahead and bumped it up a little bit. But anyway, what my idea is I'm going to get this car loaded up. I'm going to air the tires up if they'll hold air. I'm going to get it loaded on my trailer, and I'm going to run it by the car wash and give her a wash. And depending on how things go, we might even take it over to the vacuums and vacuum it out a little bit. I have a picture of it where it was sitting in the barn or the shed or whatever it was sitting in, and then I'll take a picture of it after it's done, and so it'll be kind of a before and after. Now, obviously, this isn't a really nice car. It is a nice car, but it's not like nice where it's got shiny paint under there, so it's not going to be a drastic transformation, but it is going to be a transformation of some degree because this car hasn't been washed or even seen rain in 30 years. We got her loaded up. I'm gonna chain down the back of it. We're gonna head out and hit the car wash. There we go. I wanted to pop the hood and wash under the hood too and do a little bit more cleaning on it, but unfortunately with my trailer parked inside the stall, my truck was sticking out blocking traffic and people were having to wiggle around me. Didn't work out very well. I never had a chance to vacuum it out either because I would have blocked it even worse, and I already had people getting angry at me. So I figured I better just go ahead and get moved. But it definitely cleaned up pretty good. It actually still has dark green paint on top. The light green paint, some of it's here, some of it isn't. But yeah, I think I'm pretty impressed with the way it turned out. There was a lot of dirt on this car and it shined it up pretty good. I do wish I could have washed it up a little bit better, plus cleaned up the inside. That's really kind of a bummer. I know this isn't the best first wash video you've ever seen. That's okay, that's why it's going on the second channel. I think what I'm doing in the future is I'm going to buy my own pressure washer and a shop vac. That way I can just take them out to the yard and I can just do them there. But yeah, I really like this car. It's a pretty cool car. And I am home now. Like I say, in the future, do this type of video a little bit better, I'm just going to buy my own stuff. That way I don't have to deal with angry people and traffic and the whole 9 yards. It didn't work out like I thought it was going to work. But you know, sometimes when you're out finding an adventure, that's what happens. And while I know this isn't the greatest first wash video you've ever seen, it definitely was an adventure. I had a lot of fun doing it. Just something quick, something fun to do. And sometimes that's all an adventure has to be. But I'm definitely going to do this again in the future. Maybe I'll just drag a random car out of one of the rows out at the junkyard once I have my own stuff and take it up front and say junkyard to this is what it looks like now with a little bit of polishing on it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more content. I don't know what I'll be filming next. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Remember to get out there, find an adventure. We'll see you next time.